we will on order. And we'll start off with our citizenship.
Citizenship Award. I have some language here sent to me from Mr. Gardner, the high school principal. Our recipient is Jack Reichenberger, who is right over there. Hi, Jack. Hi. This is what Rick says. The EHS recipient for the Citizenship Award is Jack Reichenberger. Jack is a great example of a model Elmira High School student. Jack has been involved in leadership in a variety of roles throughout his high school career. This year, Jack organized the student spirit squad in football and volleyball games. He excels academically and hasn't hesitated to take challenging classes. Jack was recently offered early admission to the U of O. He's a tremendous young man who's friendly and kind to his classmates. EHS is proud to recognize Jack Reichenberger with this Citizenship Award. Sure. Come on up, Jack, and get your fancy award right there, Mr. Morgan. I guess I can be the picture taker today because Michelle was in here.
Get a picture of you real quick too, all right? So you might need to move over a little bit there. Not with me.
There he is. There he is.
I think that it gets put up on.
Perfect. All right.
Have you stand and we'll do the pledge of allegiance, all right?
Okay.
So anytime you're ready.
Oh,
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Thank you.
thanks, Jack. Thank you. Yep. No.
All right, now it's number 5, cell phone tower installation.
Yeah, is the Hank in the used to log it?
Yes.
Hank.
Allowed to talk.
Yes, bring in Hank. So he's in there now? Hank, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, so this is Hank. What's that? So Hank's here to talk about this item on our agenda is about bringing a cell phone tower to some district property. We've talked about this a little bit. The location is going to be in the northeast corner of the unused property behind Elmira Elementary School baseball outfield. There's a light pole in kind of right center field. That'll be the one that's replaced. There'll be a fenced area, again, in that property where the equipment will go in conjunction with that light pole. The pros to doing this are our cell service on the high school campus is lousy. Hopefully we'll help that depending on the carriers that use the pole. It'll create some passive income for the district for the use of the pole in our property. And then hopefully, there's times in the summer when there's larger events out here, Country Fair being one of them. Hopefully it will help some of that for the greater community. So we don't need board action on this, but I'd at least like a discussion and you giving me the authority to continue to work with Hank to get this done. I think they're wanting to move quickly. So if with your approval tonight, I'll continue to work with them, and I imagine this will happen relatively quickly. So if you have any questions for Hank, he is here to answer them.
Do they have any people lined up to carriers put on there yet at all?
Hank, do we know who you've rented space to?
Yep. So T-Mobile will be the first one on the tower, but Vertical Bridge is going to be the tower builder, and they have contracts with all major carriers. So I would imagine within a year or two, you'll at least have 2 or 3 out of the 4 major carriers on the pole.
Okay. No other questions? All right, Hank, I'll shoot you an email tomorrow and we can talk about, next steps.
Alrighty, thank you so much.
Moving on, approval of last month's minutes. Any questions or changes you make? All right, does require board action.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from this month. That's right.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries 4-0. All right, enrollment report. One.
Okay, this is our enrollment as of December 1st. I'll try to make this a little bigger. Overall, we are 15 students above our budgeted number of 1340. Elmira Elementary is sitting at 22.92 average class size. Benita's at 24.93. Overall, elementary is up 15 compared to budgeted, and the middle school is up 29 compared to budgeted, but the high school is down 29. So that's where we're getting our 15. From this time last year, I did look that up, and we're up 51 students compared to this same time last year.
And do we know what that's attributable to, or any ideas?
The reason we're up 51 from last year?
Yes.
Yeah, well, the COVID year, we were down just over 100 for a budgeted number. So it's just returning of students.
Okay, back into this situation or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, before COVID hit, our enrollment was increasing slightly
So
every year.
when you do see a trend go down, what time of the year does that generally happen? Like, if you go down, lose more students, when does that typically happen?
No.
About right now.
Okay, so this is a pretty good report that we would continue this.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Unless
we end up-
a few things change, but.
Yeah.
We're up 15 for the year, our budgeted number. I would imagine guessing we'll be up 5 to 7 by the end of the year. So
Okay.
typically we go down a little bit.
All right, any other questions?
Are we seeing our children moving over to charter schools still? Are we seeing a good number moving that direction?
Not as many, no. Charter, what is the charter school number on their enrollment? 68, so that's lower than they have usually been. Now that we have our own online options program at high school, I'd say we're seeing less move. I don't know how many.
We have 38 in our high school.
Yeah, and of that 68, 40 are from our district. Yeah, so 40 total students from our enrollment area are attending Wesleyan Charter, another 28 from else places around Oregon. So definitely their number is a little bit down. Of their 68, also 25 of them are seniors. So it'll be interesting, in the years to come. But in general, fewer students, just because we have more students accessing our own options program that allows them to connect with the high school classes easier.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, this is our general fund revenue and expenditure report as of November 30th. We did start receiving our tax revenue. That's that 3.2 million number there. We'll continue to get that over the next couple of months. It'll slow down, obviously. We've received 56% of our revenues, which is about where we're at every year this time. We've spent 29% of our operating expenditures. And that's right around where we're usually at as well. And that will stay pretty even, these numbers, until we hit March, and then we have a triple pay. So the payroll costs will go up quite a bit that month. And then again in June. Other than that, it kind of stays fairly even. Does anyone have questions on this?
We do need a motion to approve the financial report.
I make a motion to approve the financial report as presented.
And I'll second.
We have a motion, a second, any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Zero. Superintendent report.
Few things to go over really quickly. I received the notification of intent to negotiate a successor contract request from the OSA field representative, Deb Blanchard. So over the next few weeks, they've requested a whole bunch of information. We'll be getting that to them. I imagine we will start getting a calendar January, February, probably to start March bargaining. Jackie's volunteered to be the board rep on that. I'll keep you posted as we move forward. Art Inc., I think they finalized their loan payment tomorrow, and I'm meeting with her Wednesday at 11:30. Hopefully, we had a call from an attorney today to make sure we have our ducks in a row with what they need from us. So we're on track. Hopefully I'll shoot you an email Wednesday afternoon that says that that's done. A lot of illnesses in the district, definitely, about 3 weeks ago, we were kind of a crisis mode, so many people out. We were able to keep operating through, just lots of people covering people's work. Miss Latham teaching kindergarten and moving people around. And then we kind of had a couple of weeks where it kind of got a little bit better, but definitely the last couple of days before the break, Thursday, Friday, had multiple people out sick. So hopefully this break came at a good time and folks can get healthy. And well, I'm sure the cold, flu, COVID season isn't over. There'll be more troubles to come, but so far, all of it's been manageable. The Bonita Portable, you'll probably start seeing some work there soon. So keep an eye out, see some construction there in the north side of Bonita Elementary. That's scheduled to get started in January. One thing we're looking at doing, getting some quotes right now, is switching our high school and middle school boilers over from diesel boilers to propane burners. So whenever there's an issue with one of those boilers, it's super hard to find a technician to work on them. They're very, very old, and there's not a lot of them in use around anymore. So we researched going to propane for the same BTU output that propane gets per gallon. It costs us around $2.66 a gallon, $2.66 a unit again for the same BTU. Well, it's $4.10 a gallon for diesel. So there'll be some initial costs. Again, that's what we're getting quoted on, what the actual propane burner costs, and then the install of that to swap it out. They're providing us the propane tanks, renting them to us for $1 a year. Then we'll probably sell our old diesel tanks. So once I get kind of a little firmer costs on what the initial, what it will take, for us to put out to get that going, I'll keep you in the loop. But that'll definitely be a late spring, summer project once we know we're not using our boilers anymore. So it's nothing it's on the docket for the next month or two, but probably a May, June, July process that'll take place for next year. And then the last thing I wanted to mention was this is apparently the year of audits, transportation audit last week. I only met with him for 10-15 minutes. You met with him for a lot longer. Was no problems. They spent most of their day over at First Student inspecting buses and records and fingerprinting, driving and training records that we have. Anything notable that came out of your meeting? So I will get a report.
So is that ODE?
ODE, yeah. when we get that, I'll share it with you, but like I said, there was nothing, no major red flags or anything came up. And that's all I have.
All right.
I have a question, when you had any thoughts about what we might do with the payment from Fern?
Yeah, so I think maybe I've talked about this, maybe I haven't, we will, that's right. So within our facilities reserve, we're gonna have talked upon, we're gonna create a sub account that's gonna be titled property acquisition. So we're just gonna save it. That's where we put the $55,000 they paid us already. They'll pay us this other 200, well, 255,000. There's nothing on the horizon that I see other than the property immediately south of Veneta Elementary, that old house right there.
Yeah,
It's been on the market a few times. Next time it comes up, I want to look at purchasing that because parking is at such a premium
Yeah.
there whenever there's an event. So who knows what we'll end up using it for, but essentially saving it. We got it from a sale of property. We're putting it into a property acquisition account. And that's the only thing on my radar right now would be that piece of property that would allow us to expand our parking. Maybe even the playground a little bit at the back half of that lot.
Right. We'll move on to discussion items. We have a first reading for a policy, student representative for the board policy. I think most of you have seen this already. Any questions? I'm sure if you have any after tonight, before we do the second reading next month, then you get those to Gary.
We did have it reviewed by OSBA. He gave some input, made some adjustments.
Yeah,
I thought it looked pretty good.
yeah, I'm excited about it.
yeah, I'm really excited, I think.
Yeah.
And I told Mark at the OSBA meeting that my mom was after almost every meeting, she would say, "We would like to see a student on your board." So there you go, Mom.
All right, second reading on the following thing. Yeah, just go back to them. I mean, there's extremely minor changes, most of them are statute, I think. Just some verbiage changes on a few of them.
Yeah, nothing really significant
Nothing
here.
significant. Unless someone found something while reading through them, I didn't. So we need board action to approve those policy changes, updates.
I move that we approve the policies that are listed under second reading as written.
I second the motion.
A motion and second, and any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries 4-0. All right, just a couple of personnel things that we need to have action on. One is the retirement of Kristen. And she will be working back to the end of the year, and I believe possibly next year too. Yeah.
So we've still got her for a year and a half and I'm hoping maybe her daughter's wedding is really expensive. We'll get her family. And then the other resignation of our speech person, we're working, that's a job we've had posted and haven't been able to get filled. So we're gonna be contracting with a online speech service to help provide the services that he has been so far this year.
I make a motion to accept the retirement of Lisa Latham and resignation of Dr. Paul Morking.
I'll second.
Motion and second, any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Carries 4-0. And just for information, you've got 2 transfers. Like within the district of some of our construction assistants. Any late and closing or closing items? Hearing none. Fern. That's great. Have a great holiday.
That,